Hi everyone, welcome back to the Excellent Family. I'm Yanka, the excellent wife and mom, and I'm glad that you're here. So I'm just going to talk, hopefully briefly, about what we did in May. So we, kept up with well, actually, no, we didn't. We switched over to our summer schedule because, the weather here is a little warmer. So and we homeschool all year round. So we do about an hour a day of formal stuff, but um, with the formal stuff, I try to make that fun for the kids. So like for spelling and vocabulary and that type of stuff, they can actually, the boys, at least the older ones, if they can select their own books, and if they come across a word that they don't know, an unfamiliar word, or they don't understand, then that becomes a word for them. So they look it up and they write down a definition. And then they also get to act it out if it's for something they can act out. So like we did charades with that. And just like we were reading these 5-minute classic books, or this 5-minute classic book, so it has all these classic stories in them. So we read that as a group, and then any words, that's our group reading. If they don't recognize anything, we'll take that word, and that's a new word for them. And you act it out, just make it a part, memorable. So it's just not this list of words that they should know, but it's, they're reading a story, and this goes along with the story, and this is how it fits, and this is what it means. So it makes it not just a random list, but it's applicable to what they're, something that they're interested in at the time. So that's, unschooling, I think, even looks different for many unschooling families. So, we do have our formal part, and some people are just like real, real homeschool or unschoolers, where they just do everything the kid wants. But I believe that there should be standards and things, because that's life. You can't you should have interest. Like I played basketball. I love basketball, right? It was my sport. It was so fun to me. And then there were things that I needed to do to get better at that, even though that was an interest of mine. But it took discipline. I couldn't just do what all the other kids did, especially the higher the level that I progressed to. There were 3 and 4 hour practices when I had, reached college. Before that, even in middle school, because I started playing in middle school, so that was an hour and a half, 2 hour practice, whatever. Then high school, I don't remember how long it was, but so each level there was a standard that went along with it. There was discipline that went along with it, and that's what I want my kids to understand. No matter what it is, even if you have a passion about something or you enjoy it, there's a discipline that goes along with it. So there may be things that you don't love. With me, for basketball, I loved all aspects because I'm a physical person, and so my kids they lean towards being physical as well. But some of the ladies that I played basketball with, my teammates, they didn't like preseason running. They just want to play basketball. They might not have liked being in the weight room or anything like that. But I was one who liked it all, and then spending extra time, because I wanted to master this game. And that's what I want my kids to learn, no matter what it is. Even in academics, there are things you need to master. And I was telling them, when I was in high school, I remember this book called Links, and it taught you how to punctuate, and just, about grammar, and how, punctuation flowed with that. And that book, I had a teacher, he wasn't too interested in teaching the athletes because we always left his class early for games. But that's something that I wanted to learn it, and I wanted to master that. Until this day, I'm still a very good person I'm very good at grammar and words and writing, just really good. So that's what I want them to learn. Whenever you have an interest in something, go after it with all your heart. Even there'll be things that you don't like. I mean, being a wife, or being a mom, I don't love to cook. Not my favorite thing in the world, but it's a part of the whole thing, because I love, being a wife and a mom. I love it. But there are certain aspects that I don't love, and that's okay. For my family to function, the household to move well, there are things that they have to do. So that's what I want my kids to learn. It's just not a free-for-all all the time. Have fun. If you don't love it, find a way to make it enjoyable. So that's what we try to do with all of our stuff. So with this month, like I said, we went to the shorter schedule. So we've been spending more time outside and going different places. Again, to the park. I mean, it's simple. It's easy. We live right down the road from the park, so we're there a lot. And we typically rotate between 3 parks in the area. So they all have different things. So we've been going to the parks. We've been, the chickens, so, the kids have chickens, they grow so fast. So they've been, watching the chickens grow and interacting with them and handling them. A neighbor around the corner, they had a nest of finches. So they watched, when they hatched, because they had a little monitor up there to watch the birds. And my neighbor, she's so into animals. She loves animals. So whenever something new comes to her house, she always brings the kids over and show us everything. So they got to see the finches for a couple of weeks, and from them hatching to them flying away. And the kids, they created new vision boards. Now, I had nothing to do with that. They did it on their own. So, I watch them because I do reverse planning as well. I just watch what they're doing. I'm just observing and writing down the things that they're speaking to me about and the things that they show me, the things that they work on. So those are things that I totally don't plan, but I'm just watching them, throughout the day. And, this past month was my anniversary. So they sent, or my husband's anniversary. So they spent, part of one of the weeks with my mom and my papa, and they enjoyed that. They enjoyed each other, so that was great. And my mom, mom and my papa, they have a very long driveway, so they paved it really for the kids last year. So they go there and they skateboard and they scooter and do all that down that long driveway. But what I was noticing, because we were there just last week too, just there to grandma and grandpa, so you hang out. So we were there, and I was remembering last year I was a little nervous about them going down that, because it's an incline and it goes to a decline, so it would go really fast. But especially my second son, he was determined to get down there on that skateboard, and he did. And I was just thinking about that just this past week. I'm like, man, I was the one who was nervous, with them going down, and like, okay, sit down, go slowly, go halfway, and they totally mastered it. And so I was talking to another homeschool mom yesterday, and just talking about, not allowing your fear to hinder your child and get in the way of stopping them. So, that's the thing. I just had to walk away and just let them do. And they totally mastered it, even though it made me nervous inside, So it's just to see that growth in them. I think that's so amazing. And just each season you see just something different when I compare it to another season, just how much they've grown. And just like I said, with my son, the oldest one, I started with, teaching him reading. But then when I was noticing the resistance, especially with my second one, I just kind of let that go and let them kind of, when they were ready. And he's reading so well, without me being so intentional about it, just letting him do it on his own. And he's reading different things, different sides. He's reading more fluently. So I'm just really proud of that. And that's the thing with unschooling. When kids are ready to do something, they do it, and you don't have all that resistance with it. So the kids have been cooking more. This is something how their interest, they'll be interested in something for a little while, and then they'll switch and be interested in something else, and then sometimes go in ebbs and flows, so they're interested in this, one season, and then totally put it down the next, and then pick it back up. So I think that's pretty cool to watch. They did some painting. I just, put the paint and stuff out on the porch and just let them sit there, and they painted all these different pictures and just enjoyed that. I really miss the art museum, because they used to have classes there for the kids, but since the COVID thing, they haven't offered any classes. But we're gonna go on a field trip there in the near future, because I love when they get the new exhibits in and we go and look at the new exhibits. So we'll be going there, spending time there in the summer, because I've been looking at the summer schedule and the things that we're going to do. I'm not sure we're going to travel very much this summer. I'm not sure yet, but if we don't, we have fall, winter, we're going to go somewhere. So I was just looking at things around here, but the boys are going to do golf because they wanted to take up golf, so they're going to do that. My daughter wants to do it too, but she's not quite old enough yet. She'll be able to do it in the fall, so they'll be doing golf. And then there's some science classes coming up, so they're going to take a couple science classes. We also, the boys went, or we all went to Temple with Zadie and Bubby, and the boys got to help put away the scrolls, so that was quite an honor. And so that's pretty much what we've been doing. Today, this is the last day of the month that I'm filming this, so you guys hopefully see this tomorrow. But they started today their lemonade stand. So they went yesterday, collected bottles from the high school and from the park, and then recycled them today, and then took that money and put some of the money they already had, and they bought all their ingredients and cups and all that stuff for it. And then they sold lemonade it took them an hour and like 10 minutes to sell out. And so they made $61. And so they want to sell again. I just told them, because they've been asking to do it, And I said, well, when we get, the weather gets really warm, then you can do it, and then you do it whenever you want to do it. So they want to do it again tomorrow, so we'll probably do it. So I told them to figure out if they want to do it, how many times a week, and figure out the time. So they are all about this lemonade stand. So I think on Thursday I'll be just uploading a video. You'll see the video. I'll upload it before then, but uploading the video of the different activities I just talked about that they've done during this month. So that's all I have. Does anybody else homeschool year round, or do you? I know a lot of families take the summer off, but learning is always happening. So, and that's the thing. I want my children to enjoy learning. I don't want to force things on them, but enjoy the process. Even though there are things that you don't love, find a way to make it enjoyable, even if you have to do it. And this is one thing we keep up mainly during the summertime: math, reading, in our group reading. And in the group reading, like I said, we've been reading the 5-minute classics, and then we went back and read through Exodus, and now we're on the book of Mark. And so I love the conversations. That's like my favorite discussions. And that's when when your children are giving their feedback and the way they see things, I find like they get revelations and they understand things on a level that you did not even know. So that's my favorite. So anyway, have a great month. And then I'll enjoy the video that I upload after this for the next day. And I'll talk to you again real soon. Bye.